Hello, everyone. My name is Shamika, aka Paging Adeline, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, hi, how are you? And to all my subscribers, thank you and lovely to see you again. Welcome to another episode of Conversations with a Naturopathic Medical Student, the space where we answer questions that sometimes we don't know how to ask, while also getting real about the naturopathic medical student experience. I am a former allopathic medical student navigating the world of naturopathic medical school. And the one thing that I've noticed is that a lot of the resources that I used for basic sciences and pathology in allopathic medical school can also be used for naturopathic medical school. When you look at the basic sciences for naturopathic medical students and allopathic medical students, they are practically the same. We are both doing anatomy, biochemistry, immunology, pathology. Therefore, the resources can be shared. I am so excited about this episode because I cannot tell you how many times I have had the conversation about resources for naturopathic medical students. So, in this episode, we're talking all about anatomy resources. In my opinion, to do well with the amount of coursework we have, you are going to need to find simple ways to conceptualize the information so that you can easily recall it. Using additional resources allows for you to do just that, in addition to tutoring and study groups. So let's get started. Hold up. Before we deep dive, let me give you some background info. At my school, Southwest College of Naturopathic Medicine, the curriculum is organ based, meaning we are learning the anatomy and physiology of one organ at a time. However, we don't learn it at the same time. For example, in anatomy, you may learn about the lungs, but learn about the kidney in physiology. It can be annoying, but trust me, everything will build on itself. Within the first 3 quarters of your first year of naturopathic medical school, you will have what I consider your heavy hitters, being anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry, with the advent of genetics taking the place of biochemistry in quarter 3. Therefore, these are the classes where the resources, in my opinion, will be most helpful, at least during your first year and even beyond. Now we're ready. The most helpful resources, in my opinion, have been teachmeanatomy.com, Netter's Atlas of Human Anatomy, Auckland Anatomy videos, and they even have a website, Picmonic, Complete Anatomy, The Noted Anatomist, and Moore's Clinically Oriented Anatomy. All right, I know that was a lot of resources, so let me break it down. TeachMeAnatomy.com is a free website that does an amazing job at explaining the different sections and structures. This site is helpful because knowing the boundaries and associated nerves and blood supply is important. You will be learning gross anatomy, which is the study of anatomical structures that can be seen by the naked eye, such as your liver or your humerus, and microscopic anatomy, which is the study of tiny anatomical structures such as tissues and cells. So, when looking microscopically at the liver, there would be liver cells or hepatocytes. Therefore, this site will do exactly what it says. It will teach you anatomy. Netter's Atlas of Human Anatomy is basically a book that contains images of various anatomical structures. It is very detailed and everything is in color, so it's a great reference when you're in the cadaver lab or even when you're trying to get an overall view of what a structure would look like. Now, this is one of the few books I have in physical copy because it is an amazingly good reference. I would suggest you get the most recent version of this book as you will use it throughout your anatomy courses and beyond. Auckland Anatomy. One of the main things that you will find when you're in the cadaver lab is that what you see in your atlas and dissector manual, majority of the time, do not look exactly as it's pictured. So the Auckland Anatomy videos provide guided dissection to give you an idea of the area or structure that you will be dissecting and to give you a thorough overview of all the components within that section. There would be times that I would look at the Auckland videos prior to going to the cadaver lab because it would give me an idea of what I was actually looking for. Now, at my school, we get access to these videos via our library. So check with your school to see if you do get access to it. If not, they do have a subscription service. I think there's a 6-month and a 1-year option for their website. Picmonic, essentially Picture and Mnemonic, which is an audiovisual learning platform designed to give you short videos to help you retain and recall information relative to biomedical sciences, physiology, anatomy, and so much more. I use this program to help me remember all of the muscles in the leg and the arm, as well as understanding the circulatory system. Now, I love this program because it gives you a short video, less than 2 minutes, because you know we're all pressed for time, that explains the basics, followed by a short story to help you make the connections. And then at the end of all of that, it gives you a short quiz to test how well you connected the pictures to the words. To this day, I remember that the gracilis muscle was a superficial green snake at the medial aspect of the thigh. I know I sound crazy, but you will understand when you see that Picmonic. This program, which has a website and an app component, also ties into your USMLE First Aid book, which is a great resource to help you reinforce the concepts presented in the book. Also, this is a paid subscription service with a monthly, semesterly, and annual option. I also encourage you to take advantage of the 7-day free trial so that you can see if Picmonics are beneficial for your learning style. Complete Anatomy. This is a brilliant app that shows you 3D renderings of anatomical structures. So let's say you're looking at the heart and you want to see the veins, nerves, and arteries. This app allows you to do that because you can rotate the body, zoom in into a structure, and even look at structures in layers, starting from the skin and moving your way down through the muscle to the bone. The Noted Anatomist. This is a YouTube channel, and he will be your second anatomy professor. Dr. Morton does an excellent job to direct you through the structures and give you the big picture. Each video tutorial has an accompanying PDF workbook with learning objectives, concise outlines, and imagery. He also has a website by the same name, so be sure to check that out. I would also suggest that you use the textbook that is required for the class. It should be Moore's Clinically Oriented Anatomy. I did reference this book occasionally, so I will let you be the judge of the overall benefits of the textbook itself. So, let's recap, and I will be sure to put the links to all of these sites in the description box below. The best resources, in my opinion, for anatomy are teachmeanatomy.com, Netter's Atlas of Human Anatomy, Auckland Anatomy, Picmonic, Complete Anatomy, The Noted Anatomist, and Moore's Clinically Oriented Anatomy. You will find that in medical school, there are a bunch of resources that you can use. Some are better than others, but you have to be the judge on what resources will work best for you. It is not uncommon for you to have several resources from different places because sometimes one program may do a better job at explaining a concept over another, or maybe a particular review book does a better job in explaining a process. Also, you may have a different learning style, which may cater more towards reading a review book than watching a video. Now, these are not the only resources out there. However, these are the ones that I have used and can give you my own personal feedback on how they have been beneficial for me. So, here's how I would utilize the resources. First, figure out which one you're most comfortable with, meaning you like the way the information is presented. From there, you scour your resources to see if it has information relative to your specific topic. Then, you incorporate that information when you're writing your notes. Now, we still need to talk about resources for biochemistry and physiology, so be on the lookout for those videos. As always, I leave you with 3 things. Number 1, success is never achieved alone. Number 2, always keep a neuron open, meaning that you should always be open to learning new things. And number 3, best of luck to you in your naturopathic medical school journey. See you in the next episode. Adios.